came in a couple of weeks ago and, in a sense, kind of launched this search for the Shoe Jane. The reason
I'm wondering why I haven't got the gig, given the description.
Can't afford you. Can't afford
really,
you.
it's
Yeah.
that, is it? Okay, excellent.
Last time Kirsten was in, she was embroiled in a major TV scandal. I'm not going to go into
Oh,
it
I
again.
forgot about that,
Yeah.
yeah.
Did that? How did that? Your fingers burned?
Yeah, we styled it out.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was you sticking it to them. Actually, you weren't sticking it to the man. You were sticking it to like 8-year-old callers, weren't you?
Apparently, one child wrote in and said, I want my money back that I was cheated out of. It was
Yeah.
just a 2-sentence letter. So it did
Written
actually
in crayon.
affect them, yeah.
And I hope the poor child got his 8p
I
back.
shelled out.
Yes, no, I've brought you in because you are an experienced broadcaster of sorts. It's true that you've not ever really broken through into the adult world of broadcasting, you know.
That is true.
But
That
you've
can be said.
yeah, but you've become a household name for the under sixes, and that's a talent in itself. But you've worked with the likes of Tony Hart.
Yeah. All the greats. Brian Blessed.
Blessed, of course. That's my impression of Blessed. Yeah.
That's just a laugh.
Yeah, it's just that's how I imagine Blessed. I imagine if you meet him in a backstage at Panto, that's I imagine how he greets you, and then with a giant
It's not
hug.
as it goes. It's with the most incredible amount of swear words your
Really?
ears have ever
Fantastic.
heard.
Isn't he
yeah.
Blessed a foul-mouthed man?
Yes.
Well, he says he's done so much Shakespeare in his time. He's allowed to. He's allowed to just let off some
suppose
steam.
so,
there.
yeah.
Have you got any exciting backstage Panto gossip? It's a little bit out of date, I admit, but
yeah, he nearly killed me once in a sword fighting scenario.
Wow.
When we were doing Panto, you have a routine planned and it's all kind of choreographed, except one night where he decided to throw the choreography out the window, did his own moves, knocked me over, I'm asthmatic, it all got a bit hectic, and in the end I went, Ryan, what were you playing at? What was all that about? And he went, sorry love, Branner's in! Because Ken Branner had come
and he was trying to show off.
Yeah.
He thought you'd actually try and kill you
Yeah.
to impress Ken
In
Branner.
Croydon, yeah.
The man who
Children
responds to.
weeping,
He loves
yeah.
that stuff.
Yeah, Branner definitely responds to a blonde-haired TV kids presenter being massacred on stage. Where is it, Croydon?
That's what he likes to
That's what he likes to
see,
see.
Remember that trouble with Cheryl Baker?
Exactly. And what have you been up to since we last spoke to you,
What have I
Kirsten?
been up to? Since I was at I went to a BBC party, noticed
Yeah.
you weren't there.
No.
All the big people
I never
were
get
there.
invited.
Went to Dolly Parton, had my hair done, went to Noel Gallagher, went to Butlins, ate some lamb, which is controversial for me because I'm vegetarian.
Right.
Chocolate because it was Easter, still with the date.
Oh,
That's
yes.
just a little rundown of everything that I've done.
Now, last time we spoke to you, you were with a fella that you had sourced from the internet. You got him off
Yes,
eBay,
I
was that
have
right?
sourced him.
Yeah, you'd sourced him off eBay.
Yes,
and
I'm
how's
on
it going?
the bid.
Is it, yes, the highest bid?
We
£4 quid.
We had a ropey moment, and
wow.
I've established a 3 strikes and you're out rule, and he's on 1 strike.
This could be why you're a
Yeah,
lonely
he was
woman.
livid, and he, in return, I think I now got 1 strike for offering up the 3 strike system. So it's even.
It's even now, yeah.
Yeah.
So what did he do wrong? Can you can't tell us. Was it in the boudoir?
No, it wasn't actually. It's all to do with cups of tea.
Why, he didn't make you a cup of tea?
Yeah.
Oh, you are such a whinging old cow! That's outrageous. He gets 1 strike for not making a cup of tea.
Well, imagine
No,
why,
no,
that's why he
chance.
was livid. Yeah.
Oh, well, rightly so. Well, I'm good luck with that.
Thanks.
God bless you.
Yeah.
We were talking earlier about sticking it to the man. I don't know why, thinking of this guy, I've thought of that. But you've ever been on a protest? Have you ever rebelled?
I got caught up in that peace march, even though the BBC told us back in the day that we weren't allowed to show any allegiance.
Sure.
But
You
they
believe
were-
in peace, and you felt you were going to break that rule.
No, they were on the route to Selfridges.
Oh, were they?
So I needed to get into the march to get down there. So, yeah.
You picked up a placard.
Well, I had my iPod on there because there was some chanting going on, and that I didn't like it, so I had my iPod on and just blasted out some house and trotted along. I got there quicker than if I'd, tried to go along the designated side bit for pedestrians that weren't joining it.
Sure, you just joined
the
in the
march
march.
was actually kind of moving faster, so I got to Selfridges a bit quicker.
What about running with the police?
Oh yeah, I'm always doing that. The last one, just me birthday, I got running with the police.
Did you?
Yeah. There were some people driving like lunatics. I objected, told them so out the window. They threatened to punch me. The police came. I stopped all the traffic on Tottenham Court Road whilst weaving up and down the traffic shouting, I will not be threatened in my city. I made quite a big deal of it. Yeah, they got booked because I told a few lies, which was quite exciting. But yeah, did leave. I know, I'm sorry. They got booked. But it was my birthday. I needed to.
Oh yeah, you're
lie.
allowed to get people arrested by the police on your birthday by telling lies. Yeah, that's
It's one of
fine.
the rules. So I
Right.
didn't want my brilliant birthday to end on a low and maybe someone in a cell. so I had to twist the truth.
Right, so you
Well, I just pretended how bad the violence was, and some of the words they'd said to me, they hadn't actually.
What, that you pretended they'd hurled racist abuse at you?
Yeah, you Norwegians!
Yeah. Are you Norwegian in there?
I'm half Norwegian.
Are you? You've got a whiff of the Norwegian about you. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can imagine that.
Yeah.
Is that natural blonde hair?
No, it isn't. I'm an aeroplane blonde.
Okay, alright, I don't know what that means, but,
I've got a black box.
that's horrific! Okay, there's a good example of why you're not my CJ.
Oh my lord.
This is,
I'm so sorry!
this is so grotesque.
Sorry, you asked!
What I love is the
I
fact
thought
that
you knew that gag. That's a Les Dennis gag.
I don't know all of Les Dennis's material. I do apologise. I'm sorry I can't police it.
That's why we don't
I
have
have never-
Dennis in the studio.
I have never gone anywhere near his back catalogue. What are you talking about? But
You matched me
this
now.
is what I like is the fact that you spend most of your time on kids' TV, but suddenly you come on
Yes,
adult
yes.
radio and you feel you can just come out with profanity.
So I didn't say anything rude if you actually deconstruct what I said.
Yeah, clever. All right,
Let's
you've brilliant. You've outdone it. Well, listen, what we're going to do, the reason we've got you in is to listen to some of the female SheJ contributors that have been sent in.
Yes.
See if there's any that.
Am I Sunita, or can we establish who am I? Am I David Guest? Am I Sunita? Am I Simon Cowell?
You're one of those people who was early on in the show that perhaps that never kind of made it. Do you remember there was one guy who was incredibly dull? And no one even remembers
No,
his
I
name.
can't remember
He was an A&R bloke, I think. He was in one of the early series of Pop Idol.
Right.
64046, if you remember his name.
I like Nigel Lithgow.
No, not
Yeah.
Lithgow, not Nasty
No,
Nigel
because
Lithgow.
he's dating someone weird now.
Yes,
You know who
he
it
is.
is?
It's Joan Jett, isn't it? Or someone
No,
like
it's
that?
not.
No, it's not Joan Jett.
It's Presley.
That's right.
It's Priscilla
Really?
Presley, yeah,
No,
isn't it?
yes, it is. You're right, but it's not Nigel. It's not Nasty Nigel that I'm thinking of. It was another guy, a kind of big bloke who looked like he should have been carrying the equipment, as opposed to casting his eyes and ears over talent. But if you know what his name was, 64046, he was one of the early contenders. Anyway. What we'll do is, we'll play a... Thank you. You're the one who suggested it. We'll play a tune, we'll come back with some of our SheJ contributors. Parliament and Flashlight from the album Funkenteller versus the Placebo Syndrome, which was a concept album that tried to warn people of the dangers of consumerism and listening to disco music. Did we listen, Har? I fear we did not. But you can see how this show is carefully woven together. You know,
It's very clever.
It's again about a man sticking it to the man, or the machine, or the thing. Who was the guy that I was trying to think of? He was in the early days of Pop Stars. Was it called Pop Stars?
Pop stars, yeah.
And there was Nigel Lithgow, there was
Big
the
Nige.
blonde
Yeah.
lady, I forget her name.
Nikki.
Nikki Chapman.
Yep.
And was there someone else? Was that?
Paul Adam. he was
Paul
with.
Adam.
Paul Adam. Some A&R dude from Polydor Records.
There you
quite
are.
a dull
yes.
man.
Yeah. Anyway, I didn't mean to liken you to Paul Adam, Kirsten. I think you're very much you're the Sharon Osbourne of the team.
Oh, great!
Okay, so as I say, we've been trying to recruit some regular female contributors to the show. We've had some excellent contributions so far, and I'm very excited. I mean, I think there's some genuine undiscovered talent out there, Kirsten, which will give you and I a run for our money.
Have any of them out of interest enclosed pictures?
Yes.
Have you looked at them,
I've not looked at
Stephen?
any of the pictures. I'm judging them entirely on their vocal skills.
Okay.
This is not me trying to meet women, Kirsten. You must understand that.
You say
This is
that.
a genuine attempt to recruit talent.
Compiled a separate list of contact details to work through at a later date.
So I thought we would have a little listen to some of the demos
Yeah,
that have
bring it
come
on.
through this week. So let's listen to the first one. Who's the first person here?
Yeah, first up, Steve, we've got 23-year-old Jo Reynolds, a research assistant at South Bank Uni. She believes that she's got just the right, unique brand of lady banter that we need.
Right, well, we'll be the judge of that. Let's have a listen.
Right, my name's Jo, I'm 23 years old, and hello to everyone on the Stephen Merchant radio show on BBC Six Music. This really is my last-ditch attempt to record something decent for this entry, and I think my housemates will be home anytime soon, and I don't really want them to catch me talking to myself alone in my bedroom again. I was reminded of the advert that I saw on the TV for your radio show, and how excited I got when I heard the Eels song being played in the background, which is incidentally one of my most favourite Eels songs. I think that is perhaps characteristic of one of the things that I love about your show, but also that I love about music generally, and I love discovering new fantastic music in random places, or even better, having it sort of thrust upon you by friends or strangers, or just by odd circumstances.
She's saying all the right things, Har.
absolutely.
What did you say her name was again?
That's Jo Reynolds.
Is that Jo Reynolds?
It is.
And she's what? She probably said that, but I wasn't paying attention. Was it student?
Yeah, she's a research assistant at South Bank Uni.
A research assistant. Okay, yeah. Well, I thought she sounded.
23.
She sounded very confident. What are your thoughts, Kirsten? You're
Well, you
a
say
broadcasting professional.
we're only going to go orally, but automatically I got an image of her. I thought she was in one of those little vest and pants sets when she was speaking. I imagine she had lip gloss on. I just thought she kind of sounded like, oh, I'm a little student and I've got a cat and... Oh, I might just write into Steve. That's what I was getting off that.
You thought she was quite sultry?
Well, no, kind of pixie.
Okay.
Minxie,
yeah. Okay, all right.
So if that's what you're going for, then I think she's got it.
Wow, this is quite kind of catty in an Osborne style.
No, I don't mean that at all. Because
Are you slagging her off, or are you being?
No, if you can't tell, then we're in trouble. No, I think she
Men
might.
Are from Mars.
She'll be one of those girls that will come in and she will just have a slouchy jumper on, but she'll look gorgeous. She won't have any makeup on, maybe just a slick of sort of lip gloss, and you'll have trouble concentrating. The pair of you.
Really? So you think
Yeah.
just from her voice alone, you've identified that she's going to distract us from our jobs?
But you might want that.
No, not at all. I can barely stay focused as it is. I can barely stay awake. As it is. Who's the second person now?
We've got 29-year-old Karen. She's a Kiwi living in London, doing a master's degree in radio at Goldsmiths Uni. And she says, and I quote, "I have a vast musical taste, everything from hip-hop to folk, and I actively seek out new stuff."
Sounds good.
Hi, Steve, Henry, Dan, and Rufus.
Henry?
What?
My name is Karen. I can assure you I am not a nerd. I have over 600 friends on my MySpace page, so how can I be a nerd? I would also say that I am very open-minded when it comes to good music. Let's think of this like a two-way street. I can share with you my knowledge of new music, and maybe you guys, gentlemen, maybe you can teach me a little bit about
Oh my god.
British culture.
Is she flirting with us?
I don't...
Did we miss the end there? What did she say at the end?
What did she say?
She said, if you know what I mean, Rufus. It's the most terrifying thing I've ever heard in my life.
See, I'm wondering if people are getting the wrong idea here. This is not about us. We're not setting up a naughty chat line that will be advertised late night on cheap cable channels. This is
Let me just
a
write that
program
down.
about music.
Naughty channel.
Yeah, the ones with the 0898 50, you know, and kind of people romping around. Do you want to meet new friends? It's not that sort of thing. This
She
is
doesn't want to. She's got 600.
You're right. Yeah.
Doesn't need any more.
Yeah, but they're MySpace, but they're fictional friends, aren't they? They're friends that don't count. You wouldn't invite them to your birthday.
So
Heaven
far,
forbid.
Joe's in the lead.
What did you make of the Kiwi?
Well, I think I liked her microphone technique because, you know, she can do chatting like this, or she can do talking like that. She's, you know, learnt that, mastered that. Clearly I haven't.
No, that's...
Because that was meant to be me being saucy. And you
No,
were
it
like-
sounded more like a kind of drunk Irishman. But there we are. So who's our third contributor?
Third up, we've got Emma Martin. She's 35 from Northampton. She loves 80s electro, a bit of prog, and she's getting into Muse, the Guillemots and Arctic Monkeys. She promises she's more cheerful than she sounds on this recording.
Okay.
So a little bit about me then. I'm 35, single, not on here to advertise my wares at all, far too tacky. I have a grown-up's job during the week. I work for my dad and we do something ludicrously interesting with photocopiers. A couple of things are guaranteed to make me cry, so I'll get them out on the table now. Buckaroo, which still scares me senseless, and getting mud in my wellies at Glastonbury.
Yep.
So all in all, pretty easy going, a little irreverent, but happiest when talking about and playing music. You might recognise me from the award-winning Take a Break podcast, but they had to let me go because I couldn't read the horoscopes out without laughing. We're all hopelessly in awe of our Mr. Merchant here.
Of course you are.
I'm convinced that he's already hit his creative summit, and the downward spiral into scandal and drugs isn't that far away.
She knows me.
This can only lead to the lucrative West End smash hit musical about his life. And guess who's already jotting down ideas for the stage play?
Ah, okay. Well, she's got the measure of me. It's true. I hit my creative peak many moons ago, and now...
Isn't this the best stuff you've done?
No. This is me just filling up time before I die.
Imagine anything more horrific than going to see a stage play of your life.
Ooh, ow! This is the point at which you'd throw water over me if this was on TV.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'd throw something
You
over
threw
you.
it at me, yeah.
What did you make of our third person?
I thought Emma was quite red, which on this show, I mean, it's apparent to everyone you're simply making everything up.
Yes.
So I'd quite like to see how she would fare in a kind of freestyling scenario.
Sure.
but I liked her voice.
Yeah, I did.
Nice. I'm still going with Jo at the moment.
You still like Jo up top?
Yeah. Well,
up front.
not yet.
Yeah,
Not
I don't know
in
what that
sense.
means. Yeah, sure. No, I thought they were all strong contributors. It's very difficult to tell from the tape. That's exactly what the taster tape was there for. But I think what we're going to do, and correct me if I'm wrong, Jude, but I'm thinking we're going to get some of the strong contenders in over future weeks, have them sit in here with us, and we can just see how we bounce around. Because, of course, there's no reason why we can't actually end up with a sort of short list of several that we circulate, that we rotate.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to rotate ladies, and this could be my opportunity. Thank you very much for your thoughts on that, Kirsten. Can you hang around?
Yeah.
Can you hang around for us?
Yeah.
Thanks very much. Have you brought in a track?
I have, yeah.
Oh yeah, tell us more about it.
It is Sam Roberts this time. I feel slightly under pressure because last time I brought Kovac in and everyone really loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a Canadian guy, very big in Canada, but he comes over here, does gigs. So I'm